Welcome on the cosmic atom, the God who led a bird to its nest and choreographed the perfect spin of atoms to create a star. The same God took your hand long before you realized you needed it, and he is still clutching it now. So, if you've recently felt anything unusual, a curious sensitivity, a deep hum under your piece, a pull you can't quite describe, it is not confusion. It's about trust. Try to establish a home inside you. We are taught that trust is soft and passive, a backup recourse when reasoning fails. But that is not what is occurring here. What you sense is not weakness. It's calibration. Your spirit is learning to flow with the tide, not against it. Because controlling is difficult when your spirit already knows the way. And something inside of you is reminding you that submission is the most holy kind of strength. Not giving up, not bailing out, but letting go of the desire to grasp every step of the way. When the author is already walking with you, it seems unusual since you are used to struggling. You're accustomed to judging progress by tiredness, how far you've gone, and how much it hurts. But something deeper is emerging today, and it doesn't expect you to hustle. It asks for your presence. That is why the objects you used to force are no longer moving. Why have you knocked on these doors? Feel the silence. Why does your own voice seem softer than it used to? Because you entered a different room. This is the point in the trip when the old tools cease functioning. Not because they were incorrect, but because you are being taught a different rhythm. A new approach to create. A new approach to choose and listen. And the changeover isn't passive. It's quite strong. You're not drifting aimlessly. You're aligning with heavenly velocity. There's a reason why your time has been disturbed. A reason why plans changed and individuals departed. Why possibilities were near but didn't quite land. It is not sabotage. It is a higher intelligence redirection. And certainly, that heavenly flow might sometimes confound your rational thinking. It will reroute your steps. It may take longer than expected, but it will never lead you somewhere you weren't meant to go. Have you been experiencing that? That subtle aching in the psyche that whispers, I know I'm not done here, but I'm not sure what comes next either. You're correct. You're not finished. And not knowing isn't your adversary. It's the place where marvels become muscle. See, God isn't only interested in giving you back what you lost. He is recreating something in you that did not exist before the break, stillness, or halt. And you're not late. You're on track to live the life that's right for you. Now, allow me to give you something. It's like learning how to walk again. However, underwater, everything familiar seems slower, heavier. Even breathing requires purpose. However, your body ultimately adjusts, and you recognize that the environment did not alter to punish you. It modified to strengthen areas of your body that gravity could never reach. That's where you are now, developing depth, learning, and breathing. Discovering that just because something is silent does not imply it is stationary. You're being detained, not because you're delicate, but because you're important. And no, God has not altered his mind about you. You have not disqualified yourself. You have not missed it. You're not behind. You're in the flow. And it's unpleasant because your soul has been educated to reject. But now, you are now being urged to join forces to work with the wind rather than against it. Pray with your posture as well as your words, to produce from alignment rather than from panic. This isn't you fading. This is you readjusting to fit the frequency of what comes next. And the same God who created galaxies from dust is currently writing the next story inside of you. It's not about waiting forever for a spectacular entrance. It is about acknowledging that the transformation has already started. Maybe it wasn't too loud. Perhaps it did not come with celebration or clarity. But if you pay attention, really pay attention, you will have some realizations already. I don't feel the same way. You used to adjust your tone to seem more digestible. It has not come naturally anymore. You used to survey the room for indications of approval before stating your truth, but it seems awkward now. One that you have forgotten why you ever wore. Even the partnerships you had to contort yourself to keep. They seem too little to be squeezed, not because you've lost your warmth, but because you've gained clarity. And no, this does not imply that everything is pleasant. Transformation is seldom announced with trumpets. Most of the time, it is silent. It creeps into your life like a new note on a familiar piano, and suddenly, nothing sounds the same. You may still be in the same home, wearing the same clothing, and working at the same job, but something has shifted inside of you, and you can no longer pretend. That is not restlessness. That is a revelation, and it is not advising you to leave your life. It's telling you to view things differently, to live your life as if God is not done. Here you are, with your narrative, talents, healing, and voice. You're not at the finish. You are standing in the midst of a sacred redefinition. Nothing is apparent yet your roots are deeper than they have ever been. Because trust is no longer a term to use when you're terrified. It's a stance you take when nothing seems definite. And this kind of faith doesn't need performance or impressing. It simply remains present and aligned. God is not hurrying you. He's perfecting you. Not because you're broken, but because the gift He is constructing through you necessitates a strong foundation that will not crumble under strain. You've been noticing it, right? Your tolerance for noise has decreased, and you can detect energy without saying anything. How? Silence no longer seems empty, but holy. That demonstrates judgment, not exhaustion. That is your soul, no longer accessible for activities that dilute its assignment. That is the Spirit drawing you away from the diversions that formerly kept you whirling and toward the stability of who you were always intended to be. It's not about trying harder. It is about remaining present for extended periods of time, since you cannot miss what has already been noted for you. However, you risk missing out on the delight of walking with God during the process of becoming. And maybe it is the entire idea, not to arrive eventually, but to live in such deep harmony that you understand the holiness of the present moment, even if it is incomplete, even in the uncomfortable center, even while you're still cleaning up the old version of yourself and get a glimpse of who you're becoming. God is there in it all. Transition, tension, and tenderness. He didn't move back as you waited. He leaned in as near as your breath. More familiar than your skepticism, more consistent than the pandemonium. So no, you're not behind. You're not less spiritual because you still weep on occasion. You're exactly where you should be, in the midst of a holy construction that is taking form from the inside out. And you're doing better than you realize. You did not lose momentum. You discovered your calm. You have not lost your passion. You just stopped putting it into locations that could not support your calling. And most importantly, you did not fall behind. You came into harmony, and God is not finished with you, not even close. So continue walking, keep listening, continue breathing with purpose, continue to behave from a place of alignment rather than worry. Because God's plan for your life does not need you to be flawless, just willing. Ready to remain open, ready to flow, and willing to trust that maybe, just maybe, the same God who created stars and calm storms is still writing your next phrase and laughing as He does it, because He knows this chapter will be the one that ties everything together. It begins right now. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. If you found this message useful, please like the video and share it with others who may benefit. Don't forget to subscribe and continue your incredible adventure by viewing one of the videos on your screen that speaks to you most. See you there. Dear viewers, your support through Super Chat and membership is the only source of income that keeps this channel running. If you want me to continue uploading valuable content without delays and to stay motivated in providing you with the best wisdom, I need your help. Every contribution, big or small, makes a huge difference. Feel free to donate and support Pure Wisdom so we can keep growing together. Your generosity keeps this journey alive.
If you're enjoying the content on Pure Wisdom and find value in the messages we share, I encourage you to subscribe. Based on the latest analytics, 93.9% of viewers are watching without subscribing. By subscribing, you not only stay updated with new content, but also support the channel's growth, allowing us to continue spreading wisdom for the chosen ones. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important message. Let's build this community together.